It's WNCW. That is the Tedeschi Trucks Band, that song called Idle Wind. And my name is Roland. Now in Studio B, where live broadcasts are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. Standing next to a guy, you know the Tedeschi Trucks Band. Hey, Marcus King.
Hey, man.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Man, I'm so glad you guys could get everyone in here today and to bring us this live session.
Hey, man. Yeah, of course. Anytime we get an opportunity to come to WNCW,
Yeah.
it's a good opportunity. So.
And you're home, man. You did like the big show last night, Homecoming?
Yeah, night before last.
Night before last, yeah.
We did the hometown throwdown at the Peace Center. We had a really rowdy crowd. It was nice. It was a good homecoming.
And did you look out there and go, oh, there's friends from family
Yeah.
from way back when?
Yeah, we saw some old friends. Our buddy Ben Dixon that owns Shakora Alley was in the front row, and that was a really big full circle moment. He's a good pal. We saw a lot of good friends.
Must make you feel good to come home and it's all still there, huh?
Man, it does, We still go to the Clock or Petey's, Peter House.
Right.
We got all our spots.
Well, the band is here today, looking good. We got a full house. Marcus King Band is playing live today. What's your first song for us?
We're going to play something off Carolina Confessions that came out last year. And it's taken with the home vibe. This is called Homesick.
It's WNCW. So good. Marcus King Band playing live today. That song is called Homesick. And that is on the latest record, Carolina Confessions. That is that kind of a theme in that song and the record, sort of ideas of looking back, where you came from, reassessing who you are in relation to things.
Yeah, man, that's an underlying theme within the record. It's all kind of about home and leaving home, and it's kind of like a breakup record, but with a hometown,
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm always happy to come home.
Was that around the time you moved? You're in Nashville these days.
Yeah, I live up there now.
Yeah. Was that period when you were writing these songs? Was that?
I was writing these songs about this time 2 years ago, and was it 2 years ago? It was something like that.
All right.
But I was writing those songs around that time, and we were traveling a lot. And when we went and did the record, it was in Nashville, and I spent some time there while we were cutting, and just really dug the city, and decided to move up there. And that's just a hard leap to make, leaving your hometown.
Yeah.
And it's always nice to come back, but that was a hard move,
Yeah. But one of the things about this record, I mean, you're really young. You started making records, and it was like, man, that's a good guitar player, and that band's really good. It was this kind of loud, aggressive, jammy stuff. And then this record came out, and it's like songs, and it's singing, and it's just off in a new direction.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a much larger focus on this album, was the songwriting and just the attention to the form of the song. And I think Dave Cobb was really instrumental in that aspect of the record,
Who's your producer on the record?
Yeah, Dave Cobb was the producer, and we cut it at the A Room in RCA Studios in Nashville. And the band and I, we all really gelled with Dave, and he treated us like a band, and not just 6 individual cats that happened to be getting together to work on a record, He let us do our own kind of arbitration process on decisions being made,
Yeah. And another thing is the singing. It's just leaps and bounds,
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And all of a sudden you're like a soul singer. Is that seem?
I don't know, man. That's what I grew up listening to the most, what I liked the most, and it gets the point across the best for me.
Yeah.
So.
Who are some of the singers that are just in your head? That
James Brown's always there, hanging around, and Otis Redding, Sam Cooke. I really love Bobby Blue Bland.
Mm-hmm.
But Janis Joplin was the first singer that grabbed me.
Yeah.
And Susan, obviously.
Yes.
Hanging around Susan, I'm always trying to bite her style a little bit.
Right. Does she help you? Is she like, Marcus?
She's really sweet about it, but I'm always too nervous.
Yeah. And so then you hang out with Susan, then you go talk to Derek, and he's playing guitar. Well, how does that work?
Yeah, man, hanging around them is just school all day.
Yeah.
It's great.
Right.
And just some of the best people you ever meet.
About the singing thing, was it hard for you to sort of learn to find your voice and to let it go? I know the guitar, I mean, you're a guitar player forever, but...
Yeah, guitar was always something that came natural, and I started singing when I was about 13, and it was kind of a rough go for a while. This last record that we're playing songs from, that's the first album where I really felt like a singer,
Mm-hmm.
And I felt comfortable singing as much as I did playing guitar.
Yeah.
So it took a while to get there, but it's nice to be here.
Wait, and just the whole thing, like being in front of a band and being on big stages and all of that. It's just all.
There's a lot of fear and a lot of self-conscious and a lot of insecurities that I had to overcome that are still there. You just have to learn how to ignore them, you know?
Yeah. I remember I've seen interviews where you talk about that, but when I see you play live, you just have so much charisma up there. Like you just,
Thanks,
you just
man.
leap into a new place. Yeah.
It's a whole. That's how I really feel, you know.
Uh-huh.
That's like, because I'm more reserved off the stage. Not around these guys. You know, these are my brothers, but you know, usually I'm much more reserved, and on the stage is my opportunity to kind of get everything out that I needed to get out.
Yeah. Well, it sounds great. Love the record. Love the live stuff that you do. You want to introduce the band and we'll get another song?
Yeah, I'd love to. On electric bass, Stephen Campbell, originally from Columbia, but he's a Greenville native. Stephen Campbell.
All right.
And over here, there's the Royal Horns on trumpet and vocals and tambourine from Dunedin, South Carolina, my neighbor. That's Justin Johnson. And on the saxophone, the baritone, and vocals and pedal steel guitar, Dean Mitchell. He's a North Carolina native. And on the drum kit from Clemson, South Carolina, it's our brother Jack Ryan. He's laying it down for us. And we're really pleased to have Sean Johnson with us tonight. This is Justin's brother, actually. He's filling in some dates for us and making it sound oh so pretty.
Yeah, sounding good and looking good over there.
That's
so.
right.
I love the Marcus King Band.
Thanks.
And I mean, this core has been around. I mean, the band, you're good too, but it's been around forever. How many years have you been working with the core of this band?
Me and Jack and Justin and Steven.
Yeah.
It's been like 6 years. 5 for Steven, 6 or 7 for me and Justin and Jack. And me and Justin, I think, met first.
You were kids, right?
I was. Yeah. Yeah, I was a kid, and I was kind of hanging around this club, the Brown Street Club that's no longer there. I think that's the first place I met Justin.
Uh-huh.
We played a block party together there. And I met Steven at Brown Street, too.
Right.
And after we did the first record, our bass player at the time wanted to go back to school. He wanted to get married and, you know, kind of settle down. If you're listening, House, good to see you the other night. And he's still a dear friend of ours. But he left the group, and we needed to find a bass player, so we went and just started finding cats. And the first cat we came across was Steven, playing with another buddy of ours, and we just kind of brokered the deal in the back area of IPA, another club. me and my buddy Vince. I said, I like your bass player, man. I think I'm gonna ask him to come play. And he said, I'm going to college, so you go ahead. And then Dean came along not long after that, so that's kind of how it built up.
Yeah. Well, don't tell Steven, but I love his bass playing too. I've been for a long time going, man, that dude's good. So.
Fat pockets.
The Marcus King Band is playing live today. Let's get another song, Marcus.
Yeah, man.
You are listening to live music today at WCW from the Marcus King Band. That song called 8 a.m. Another tune off of the Carolina Confessions record. Marcus, you got a big show coming up. You want to talk about the family reunion coming up in September?
Yeah, man. We got a show coming up. This will be our 3rd annual family reunion at Pisgah Brewing Company. And they've been so gracious to us and so just kind and accommodating at Pisgah Brewing Company in Black Mountain, and always take good care of us and everybody else on the bill. So this will be our 3rd annual, and we got some really good friends coming out. Jason Isbell is going to be there, and Amanda Shires, and Josh Ritter. I see you got a poster here. He's coming.
Yep.
It's going to be a really good time.
Yonder Mountain String Band. Who else is on the bill there? I've forgotten that.
There's quite a few folks. I'm blanking on some of the names, but I will say that I know it's going to be a good lineup. Yonder Mountain, I failed to mention them a second ago, but man, it's going to be fun.
And you guys play 2 nights, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. We do a set on the Friday evening,
right,
and then we do kind of a family jam on Saturday evening.
Yeah. So that's September, I've got this somewhere, 27th and 28th.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
up there in Pisgah, so everyone out there can make their plans early. Speaking of family, your dad's sitting next to me.
Yeah.
When was the first time you played guitar with your dad?
Oh man, I must have been like 2 or 3, I guess. Yeah. We always played together when I
Yeah.
was coming up, and the first time I played a gig with him, really, I was about 8 years old, and before that, I'd kind of just fooled around on stage with a toy guitar, and
So you gigged when you were 8?
yeah, 8 years old. Yeah,
How'd it go?
I thought it was great.
What'd you play? What was the?
We played "Amazing Grace."
Oh yeah.
That's the first song I played live,
Uh-huh.
and we did like an electric guitar version of it. It was fun.
So did you start on electric guitar? Did you have an acoustic? Where were you?
I started on electric guitar. I had a
Yeah.
miniature Les Paul, and when he'd go off to work, I had his whole collection.
He didn't know that. You
I
were
could
in
sneak
there.
into.
Finding something out now.
Yeah. You're sneaking around messing with his guitars and you're 8.
Oh yeah,
It's in your family. Your grandfather, your great grandfather goes way
Yeah.
back, huh?
great grandfather. He played fiddle, and everybody in the family played and sang, and danced and carried on.
Yeah. So like on a Friday night at the King household, there's just music going on.
Yeah, that's safe to say, man.
Yeah.
It'd usually be like a Sunday afternoon,
Yeah.
up at my great grandfather's house, and then we used to play at all the family reunions together. And after my grandfather died, it just kind of everybody got older, and my grandfather used to bring a PA, and we used to really jam and really get down, and everybody got older, and he passed, and then we would just jam like on acoustics on flat tops and play old songs, and then that got too loud for everybody, and then I was just like, we just won't do it anymore. We just come and have dinner and fellowship, and then we'll go home. And then I started being on the road so much, didn't have the opportunity to get back to the family reunions anymore. And I just decided I was going to start my own,
Yeah.
and hopefully they could all make it.
Yeah, that's cool. So does everyone show up for that?
Everybody comes, and we all like to get there a day early, and, everybody brings a dish, and we just have a good time.
When did you start, or when did people start thinking, like, man, this Marcus kid can play? Like, when did it start to click that it wasn't?
I don't know if they feel that way yet.
I have to say, your uncle. You have an uncle.
I do.
He plays, right?
Yeah.
He's
He
out.
sure does.
If he's out there listening, I've talked to him. I forgot his name, but hello, because
Ron Boy, yeah.
he always calls me and says, "Can you play Marcus?" I'm like, well, I played him yesterday. Anyhow, it's
Oh,
cool.
man. It's so nice to have a supportive family, and I've always had a family that supported me in this career, because it's such a dicey, world to try to get into, and I had nothing but support coming up, so that's a real blessing.
How is it out there on the road? You got on the road. You're in strange towns. All these people are tugging on your sleeves. Is it good?
Oh,
Yeah.
What do you think, Justin? How's that on the road?
It's very tiring.
Yeah.
Again.
Long nights, lots of fun, lots of music. Meet, all kind of strange people out there.
There's some good people too, but a lot of
Mostly
people.
strange.
Yeah.
Mostly strange.
People ask us like, "How do you like Omaha?" I'm like, "They got a great Holiday Inn."
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much it.
It's not as glamorous as
That's
people
all.
think.
That's all we know. But sometimes, man, you get a day off, and we do some tours like over in France, and you can get a day off, and you can go see some really beautiful stuff. But sometimes you just be tired when
Yeah.
you see it.
You're out touring with Chris Stapleton right now. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Yeah.
We did our first date with him last week in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I think we got a second. I could tell you the story. When we were all still touring, this was probably around the time we did our first Studio B session here with you, and we were in Allentown, Pennsylvania, staying at I don't think we could afford a Holiday Inn at the time. We were all crammed into one room in like
It
we
was
had
2
two rooms?
It was
Oh, we had 2 rooms. So we must have been on the up. So we all woke up. I think I was on the floor. I used to sleep on the floor. It was a choice thing. We'll get into that later. So I'd usually end up on the floor, or I chose to be there. And woke up, and there was this guy with just this terrible, vibe about him, yelling at us and telling us to get out, basically. You could do the voice better than me. What did he say?
Rise and shine, rock stars.
Yeah.
You're in Allentown now.
Yeah.
Perfect. Exactly.
Rise and shine, rock stars. And he just woke us up at like 9 a.m. It's like, we don't have to check out for another 2 hours. So the first date was Stapleton. That was our first time playing a room that big. And It's good to be back in Allentown. Full circle.
You're gonna see that guy again, huh?
He might have been there. He might have
He was
been
there.
there.
He might be a fan now.
I
One
don't
of the
even know
strange guys we talked about earlier. That's one of the strange people.
I don't even know if he worked at the hotel. I think he was just coming in.
He's just bored, wandering by.
Yeah.
We were talking with Marcus King and the Marcus King Band, and I guess no shows in the area until September. Is that right? You're getting ready to head up north or something like that?
Yeah, we're heading up north, and we got quite a few shows with Stapleton and Margot Price, and a few solo dates along the way, and then we'll be coming back down for the family reunion.
Yeah, man.
It's our next show in the area.
All right. Marcus King Band is playing live today. How about Marcus has switched guitars, got that big old Gibson up now.
Yeah, let me grab one thing. Hold on.
If you are interested in learning about Marcus, all over the place out there on social media and Facebook and stuff like that, you can see pictures and videos, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, man. So this is another one from Carolina Confessions. This is a song called Goodbye Carolina.
Oh, man, it's WCW Bespindel, WSIF Wilkesboro, Marcus King Band playing live today. Goodbye Carolina. Man, that's really good.
Man, thanks a lot.
Is it, like, I know you play that song a lot. Every time, is it different? Is it
Yeah, it's always a little different, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
It's a great
But,
song.
We try to leave a little opportunity for spontaneous combustion or whatever you want to call it, you know? So that end section's always a little different, how we like to approach it, and that's a fun one to play every night.
Yeah. Again, the band sounds great. It sounds fantastic. So,
Thank you so much.
yeah.
I'm fond of them.
Yeah, I keep them around. Let's mention again the Marcus King family reunion, September 27th and 28th at Pisgah Brewing up in Black Mountain. Marcus King Band, a couple nights. You also have up there Jason Isbell, Yonder Mountain String Band, and many, many, many other folks on the bill. What else? In the future, anything cool? New music, new records, new things? What's going on?
I'm in the middle of working on a record right now, actually, and that's about all I can say about
Yeah.
it at the moment. But
Similar trajectory, or?
it's a little different.
Uh-huh.
But really, really excited to share it with everybody.
Yeah.
We're hoping to release it this fall. I worked on this record with Dan Auerbach,
Mhm.
and
I saw that.
really excited to let everybody take a listen to the music.
Yeah. When, working with someone like that, do you learn a lot about music or
Absolutely.
things?
There's a lot of secrets to the trade, you know, a lot of really cool things that you can kind of pick up on working with a cat like that, you know.
Back when you were 8 or 10 or 12 and playing guitar down there in Greenville, did you ever think it was going to get as big as it's gotten for you?
Man, no. But just feel really blessed and really happy to be able to do what we love and make a living at it.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for coming in today and sharing the music with us.
Thanks for having us,
Yeah,
man.
man. One more song, I hope.
We'd love to, yeah.
All right, that's Marcus King. Pretty good, huh?
Thank you, sir.
And the Marcus King Band there. If you want to see that live, September 27th and 28th up at Pisgah for the Marcus King family reunion. New record coming out hopefully in the fall, something like that.
Yeah, man.
Can't
Be on
wait.
the lookout.
Can't wait to hear it. Live sessions on WCW are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company.